Breathe.
This is the Functional Gentleman. We're your hosts, Troy Gravis, Bucky Pender. Back in Producer's Corner, the good brother himself, Juan Kanika, John Marble.
How y'all doing?
It's
up,
a
buddy?
Gentleman's Friday. We are fan-fucking-tastic. Yes, I dropped the first F-bomb in the first
There it is.
minute. Boom! If you're drinking at home, that's two shots because it was in the first minute. Fantastic. So how's everybody's week?
Woo! Making it.
Yep.
I had MRIs and doctor's appointments and poked and prodded and shoved through a tube.
Bro, I've been busy. Busier than a one-armed monkey with two peckers. Been busy.
Christmas trees. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just Christmas trees.
Fucking Christmas trees.
The cakes or the actual trees?
No, the
Both.
cakes are what life's made for.
Okay.
The trees suck.
Yeah.
God. Unbelievable.
Has anybody put outside decorations up yet?
Negative Ghost Rider.
No, us either.
Negative Ghost Rider. Pattern's full on that one.
Yeah.
We put nope.
Nope, not today.
Not today. Nope. So, other than that, we're going to dive right in.
Are we?
I think so. I feel like we should.
Okay. Head first.
Smoke of the week.
Smoke of the week.
Knuckle Buster Maduro by Punch. Sit down. Thank you.
Sir, sit down.
Sir, I said, don't say it again.
Don't say it again.
Like I said, this is a Knuckle Buster Maduro by Punch. It is a 3 on the Cigar International Roy Gravis scale, which is a medium.
What did you do last week?
I did a
thought you did the Knuckle Buster last week.
Habano last week. This is a Maduro.
Okay. Woo, you throw me off there,
Picking up
buddy.
what I'm putting down.
Uh-huh.
This is it's a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro wrapper with a Nicaraguan filler and an Indonesian binder.
Y'all missed the buttons.
We do miss the buttons. It's hard for us. We ain't got long arms, man, and I can't push buttons with my mind yet.
Tiny arms.
I know. I feel like T-Rex.
I got these Whopper hands.
What? You got the Whopper hands. I feel like T-Rex. But anyway, like I said, so according to the fine folks at Cigar International, you were supposed to get cocoa nutty molasses.
That sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious.
Delicious.
I had to steal your word. I'm sorry.
know.
It's also considered dark and complex. I feel like I'm half that equation. I'll let y'all figure out which half. So, other than that, I'm going to go ahead and clip. Candy.
Chuckin'.
You really chicken?
Chuckin'.
John, do you need a
man.
cutter, sir? 'Cause I saw you
Oh,
get
yeah.
up a
John's
second
got
ago.
one tonight.
John's got one that was left by our dear,
Yes.
one of our dear friends in the Superfan series, Mr. Ryan McGee himself.
Yes.
Thank you, Ryan.
He said thank you. You can light with that if you need to.
Has anybody done any Cyber Monday shopping?
Oh, I did a little bit.
Did you get anything good? I've done nothing. I'm not ready. It's coming too fast. That's what she said.
I almost screwed that all kinds of up. Mama, I want to go fast.
Slow down.
I know, right? Slow down, Wayne. You know that's all on me.
Oh, man. Let's see.
Give me the keys to the Rover truck.
Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum.
Bum-ba-dum.
John, can we cut this?
Absolutely not.
Oh, hello.
That one's better than last week.
Is it?
We're on fire.
We're on fire! Tom Cruise!
John, producer's corner's on fire.
Producer's corner's on fire. The main set's on fire. Everybody's on fire.
I'm on fire.
It's good. I get the dark coca, as they call it. I also get a little bit of leather, which is normally a characteristic of a Maduro. It's good burn right now. It's really good burn, real tight. Draw is not airy. It's not real airy, but it's not tight neither. It's kind of that middle of the road draw, which is always a good thing. And the best thing is it's $6 stick.
There you go. Can't beat it.
$6.
And on my end, it definitely has It leans more leathery, like you were saying, on a nose from my end, as opposed to a lot of the ones you light, and I get a lot of woody.
You get a lot of cedar and
that type of thing. So that
stuff
one
like
definitely leans that way.
I like it.
Excuse me.
I like it a lot. For those of you playing along at home, we got some new furniture on the table. I've got our own flight now.
Little flight action.
Little flight.
Maybe is that a little foreshadowing?
It could be some foreshadowing. I mean, you never know. We got stuff in the works. We're kind of.
Yeah, I'd say we had a good weekend last weekend.
Oh God, did we ever? We had a very
or at least a good Saturday.
We had a good. Yeah, we had a good Saturday.
Saturday afternoon.
I was trying to think. Saturday afternoon was kind of difficult. We now know I'm the best friend ever on the face of God's green earth because of this past weekend.
I cannot thank this man enough. So
you got to hear this story.
My wife bought me a new grill for Christmas, and Saturday we were already out and about, so we stopped at Academy to pick it up. Well, little did we know, they had put it together because it was a display. They had put all of them together for Black Friday displays. So the nice young gentleman at Academy attempted several times to shove this thing into the back of my wife's Explorer with no avail.
Nope, not gonna do it.
So what is the first phone call I make? Roy, I need your truck.
I need your truck.
Hey, what are you doing right now, buddy?
What are you doing right now?
You want to make a trip to Beaumont?
And I actually kind of screwed him up because when he called me, I'm like, man, I'm actually fixing out to walk the door to go with Cody Johnson. He's like, oh shit,
yeah.
That's tonight. I forgot. So I kind of looked at Brady and I said, hey, pick me up at Academy. So I called him back and I said, hey, I'm bringing you a truck. And he's like, what?
What happened?
No friend ever says those words. I'm bringing you a truck. So I pull up in Academy. The nice folks at Academy loaded this thing in the back of my truck. It was strapped down. It made its maiden voyage from Beaumont to Silsbee, and it survived in one piece.
Yes, it did.
Along with my ratchet straps, which I was very worried about if they were going to come back at all. It took me a minute to find the one you used, though.
Dana put that one back in the truck.
Yeah, because one was in the front seat. The other one was like in the back seat.
I don't know what she
And
was
I'm
doing.
like,
Who puts it there?
I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing a strap.
Yeah.
Two man enter, one man leaving.
Well,
It didn't, but it worked out.
Yes, it worked out perfectly.
I went by Sunday afternoon, picked up said truck after I woke up and got stirring around the house a little bit.
How was the concert?
Concert was great. Kids enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Kids actually did better than what I anticipated them doing.
That was me and Dana's conversation. Was how are they going to do? Just because they're a little bit younger.
thought you were
it's a
going to say something. You're
loud
good.
concert, you know.
Well, so I'll tell you this. Apparently, Braden is not a big fan of Randy Houser.
Oh yeah.
Because we got there as Randy Houser's set went on. We missed Jesse Rabb, which
Well, y'all did dinner.
no harm, no foul. So I'm not worried about that. I was mainly going for Randy Houser and Cody Johnson. We got there for Randy Houser's set. 1.5 songs in, Braden goes, hey, I need my earplugs. So he puts his earplugs in. He's rocking along. Randy Houser stops playing. Kid immediately pulls his earplugs out. So apparently he's not a fan of Randy Houser.
Did they play Best Friend's song?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. They did not play
Welcome to the show?
Yeah, they did not play Best Friend's actual show because I found out later Cody Johnson technically cannot play that because the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo owns that song.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
He wrote that for the Houston Livestock
I
Show
didn't
and
realize
Rodeo,
they
and they
owned
paid
the rights
him
to it. Huh.
very well for it, from what I understand.
Interesting.
But they did play all of Best Friend's other favorite Cody Johnson songs, so he got his fill in it. I was amazed because of the fact that he went through Cody. So Cody Johnson went on about 9 o'clock and stopped playing about 11:15.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the whole time, no earplugs.
Really?
No freakouts, no ear covers.
Yeah.
Nothing. So we rocked on good. Daughter, on the other hand, by 11 o'clock, she's like,
I'm over it.
I'm out.
I'm over it. This was
So,
fun. Got to go.
Yeah, she enjoyed it too. Like I said, she got to hear a bunch of her favorite songs, which
Yeah.
are kind of similar to Braden's.
Right.
He did his whole "Till You Can't." He did "Human," which is probably some of his best work. I'm not gonna lie, "Human's" a big one with me at least.
Yeah.
It kind of ties into my last call for the night. A little bit
Nice.
of foreshadowing for everybody at home, but not really. So, but I mean, it was a good thing. Like I said, he's very. I told my brother when I talked to him a couple days ago. He told me, how is he on stage? He said, I've never seen him.
Yeah.
How is he on stage? And I said, honestly, he reminds me of, and you may know this, do you remember the TV special that NBC did with Garth Brooks at Cowboy Stadium where he's running all over the
Yeah.
place? That's Cody Johnson.
Really?
Yes. The man is all over the place. He literally jumped off a riser like you have this like the main stage and there's like a little 5 or 6 step
Yeah.
riser where the drums and stuff is. He jumped from there to the floor.
Going all out.
Guys all over the place, and he's good too. Like he talked about his faith, which was kind of cool. I
Yeah.
thought that was a nice touch. Apparently, he's like one of the most patriotic country music singers in the world because he took time out of his show to honor those guys.
Nice.
And
It's always good whenever.
a matter of fact. Well, no, you can't. Yeah, I was fixing to say something, but you can't do that. Yeah, we were gonna. So shout out to Kojo Nation because they were in full force. It was a sold out show, which for a sellout at Ford Park is like 9. I found out it's like between 9 and 10,000 people.
It's not a ton of people.
No,
but
it's not a ton of people, but at the same
it's good
time,
to have
when you
Ford Park.
yes, when you
doing
sell
something
out,
like that.
when you sell out Cody Johnson, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I mean,
good.
it was a good show. Like I said, the kids didn't really act up a whole lot. The last probably 15 minutes, Madison was already checked out, so it is what it is. How was your weekend other than picking up a grill and driving a truck? Did you get truck envy, by the way? Brandy and I had that conversation.
I missed it, but
She
I did
looks at
have
me and goes, "Do you think Bucky's got truck fever yet?"
Yeah.
I said, "I have no idea." But the dude calls me, so get this shit. He calls me and goes, "Hey, I know you probably know this. You know you need an alignment, right?" And I was like, "I'm waiting until I get new tires."
Yeah, I'm driving along and I'm like, oh. And so I was holding it and I was like, this is going to pull me off the road. So that was one of the first things out of my mouth as soon as we talked. But yeah, as soon as I got home, I was like, I should have bought that truck. Because I looked at a couple different trucks whenever I was in full car buying mode. And
Well, if you decide to get that way again, I know.
But
a
I did
guy.
have a little bit of a flashback because the last time I drove a Ram 1500 through Lumberton,
Yeah.
I got rear-ended so hard it bent the frame.
Well, I told you before you
So,
left Academy, if
I'm
you
gonna
wreck
do
it, total it.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it big.
Because I looked at him dead in his face. Okay, this is how I was. I looked at him dead in his face, and I went, "Hey, if you wreck my truck, total it. Daddy needs a new Tundra."
That's right.
And that's literally what I told him in Academy's parking lot.
Yeah.
Was Daddy needs a new Tundra.
Well,
So, but luckily enough, did not total my truck. My
No.
truck is still in one piece.
I was very careful.
Drives like a champ. Apparently, it's got something going on with the locks in it that I found
Yes.
out. But
I set the key on top of the dresser so that nothing touched it because I didn't want it unlocking itself or anything like that. And I was like,
no,
we're gonna be
once
safe.
once you lock it, it's fine. It's just once you before you lock it, it starts doing a crazy mess.
Because I noticed if I rubbed the key,
But I also told
would go-
Brandy too, I think there's some kind of electrical issue because the other day, so I have the automatic roll up and roll down windows in the
yeah.
front. The roll up wouldn't work.
Oh.
But then after like a day or two, it started working.
there's probably a miscommunication somewhere. in there.
Probably.
But yeah, so it was a good weekend.
It was. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I liked it a lot. We're planning.
Oh,
we're-
we did freak my wife out a little bit.
We did? Oh,
Saturday.
yes.
So apparently, just FYI, if you have AT&T, you do not have service in the Longhorn Liquor in Lumberton.
Yes.
I found that out real quick when my wife called Roy crying, asking if I was with him.
She goes, at first it was, "Have you talked to Bucky?" And I was like, and she was kind of like mumbling.
Yeah.
Because I'm half deaf anyway. So I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Have you seen Bucky?" And I said, "I'm standing right next to him. What is your problem?" And she's like, "I've called him like 8 times and he hadn't answered." I'm like, "Well, do you want to talk to him?" And of course, we all know how. We all know how that went.
Yeah.
No,
Oops.
it wasn't bad. He was.
Nah.
She's just concerned. She's being a good wife. She's being concerned.
Because if anybody saw it, I did go to Nederland Saturday morning.
Yes, he did.
To see what they had. I did pick up a bottle of Buffalo Trace kosher wheat, which I haven't seen in the area.
Interesting.
So I was pretty excited about it.
Kosher wheat.
Yeah, it wasn't the one I was wanting, but
You know what that tells me? That's the first bourbon I've heard of that's Jewish friendly.
it is.
Interesting.
So
I like it.
I got that. Me and Roy called me on my way back, and
Yes.
we pretty much talked from Nederland to Lumberton.
Lumberton, yeah.
And so by the time we'd gotten inside, that's when all hell broke loose.
This guy didn't think for 1 second at any time during this, "Hey, let me call my wife."
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
We had good conversation
We
going.
did. It was. Are you okay?
Everybody good?
What are you
Good?
doing? We burning something?
Good.
No, it was. It almost sounded like it was raining.
Oh,
No, God, I hope not.
I don't think it's supposed to rain.
If it rains anymore, I'm gonna have to get an airboat.
No,
It's gonna rain.
Like for real. So,
So you're quite a few puffs in. What do you think?
I like it. It's a good, like I said, for the value, it's good. I like this one a little bit better than the Habano that I had last week.
Next question, since it's kind of the same but different.
It's kind of the same. The Habano has got a little bit more pepper on it. This one's kind of more mellowed in the pepper realm, but I mean they're both good sticks. I mean, like I said, I have had both of them now, which I've had. This is probably I'm gonna steal a word that you used last week. My third expression with punch. So and they've all been good. I've had the signature. I've had these two. So
well, good.
It's a good smoke. Like I said, it's $6 stick. I got it from the Cigar Club of Southeast Texas. I think our producer's dying, by the way.
You go back there, buddy?
I'm just listening.
Okay.
I can't see nothing.
He was mimicking the thinker, so I didn't know what was going on.
Was he Tebowing?
No, he wasn't Tebowing. No. No.
Has anybody Tebowed since
You can't say that to that man. That man is an LSU fan. You cannot say that to that man.
No, I like
Which,
him.
by the way, if I have to hear one more time about how A&M was the greatest football team in the state of Texas, I'm going to choke the shit out of somebody.
I like Tim Tebow.
I do, too, for the most part. I like Tim Tebow.
USC is playing tonight for the Pac-12 championship.
They're playing Utah, ain't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tim Tebow's a shitty quarterback.
Because I can tell you right now, if
person-
USC loses, God, what is that going to do to the college playoff?
There could be some super chaos, but
There's going to be super chaos anyway because, like, God forbid, okay, devil's advocate, if Kansas State beats TCU, okay?
I think Ohio State gets in at 4.
Okay. If USC loses to Utah,
then there's going to be a little bit of chaos.
if Georgia loses to LSU in the SEC title game,
I still think Georgia gets in.
that is like that's almost a second. That's like
I think Georgia's in no
Armageddon
matter
type
what.
shit.
Georgia's in.
Yeah, but if they lose that late, do you really
Yes.
think they're?
Yes.
They've been the best team in football all year.
I had to use crickets because when you said Ohio State, there's not a boo button on this.
I know we need a boo button. I
But-
agree with you about the whole Ohio State. Ohio
Clemson's
State is the Blantons of college football.
136.
I said it.
Easiest schedule. And
Yes.
somehow they're that's why they're in the playoffs every year. Never mind.
Yeah, it's the fact they don't play anybody. I mean, let's be honest.
But everything I think should go accordingly. I think it'll end up being Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and then
I don't think it'll be if TCU loses to K-State. I don't think TCU's
well, no,
in.
they can't lose to K-State. If they lose, then there's going to be an argument for a 2-loss non-SEC championship and non-SEC champion in LSU.
Yeah. Well, no, wait a
Ohio
minute.
State
LSU's
creeps
got
back
more
into
than
it.
2 losses, though, don't
No,
they?
yeah, you're right. They have 3 now.
They have 3 losses.
A&M.
It'll be you know who it'll be.
But I think Alabama creeps back into the conversation at
I
that
think so,
point.
too.
Ohio State's got a real shot.
At
Do
that
they?
point,
Because they
Yes,
at
they
that
really
point,
do.
they got housed by Michigan, though.
They
TCU
did.
loses, you mark my words, Alabama's in the top 4.
I mean,
yeah.
okay, so there's a lot that hinges on tonight's game.
Yeah.
With USC and Utah.
Yeah.
I think that as long as USC goes out and takes care of business, that's step 1.
Right.
But is TCU going to lose Kansas State? No.
I don't know. I mean, I
It
don't.
could happen.
It could happen. It very
Anything
well could
can
happen.
It's college football, baby. Anything can happen.
That's why they play the game.
Neutral site.
But
I mean,
I think the most lockest lock of the weekend has got to be Michigan over Purdue, because Purdue is not
yes.
they.
yeah, I agree
I don't think they should be there.
You talking about what was it? The whole Stone Cold lead pipe blocks? Yeah, that's not to steal
Okay.
somebody else's phrase, but
Right now, give me your prediction. Who's in the national championship?
oh shit.
Well, that's going to be tough because
That is
because
gonna, I mean,
obviously
if you,
one plays 4, 2 plays 3.
if you base it off of right now with the way it's set up right now at the very moment that we're doing the show before any of the championship games are played, okay? So that your top 4 is what right now? Georgia, TCU, Michigan, and
So it would be
USC.
Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and USC.
So Georgia would play USC, and TCU would play Michigan.
So it'd be Michigan, Georgia.
I think so too. I think that's a safe assumption.
Because I don't think TCU
I don't
can play
think
the
TCU has
they
the
can't play the
firepower.
defense.
I don't think they have the firepower on offense.
We've
'cause
seen it in the
Michigan
past.
puts up some points.
And not to be any kind of bias, but Oklahoma's been by large one of the best Big 12 teams I've seen in a long ass time.
Yes.
And they've made it a couple times, but they can't get past that first round.
Yes.
Because let's face it, the Big 12 doesn't play defense.
No, they don't.
No.
Big 12 does not play defense.
We can't keep up with what they do.
No, and Michigan, I feel Michigan and Georgia, if you had to pick two of the closest matchups,
I think it'd be a great.
that would be probably the matchup I would go with. Both of them have stout defenses. Both of them can put up points in a hurry. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens after this weekend.
But I think USC has the same problem as TCU.
By the way,
defense can't
before
keep
I
up.
forget, Superfan Ryan McGee, thank you. This
It's a good
is
one,
an
isn't
excellent
it?
stick.
That's what I was fixing. That's a good one.
I'm really enjoying it.
Good job. And it's your box press that you love so
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
So you're going to hit the drink of the
You wanna
week?
do the drink of the week?
Let's get it. This is an interesting bottle, by the way.
You
so,
do that, I'll do this.
So the story behind this
happy.
bottle is my wife sent me a screenshot of a Snapchat that she
Yeah.
had with one of our other climbing up the ladder super fans and a gentleman by the name of Mitchell Hooks.
Okay.
Mitchell got this bottle at a Longhorn in Ivanhoe of all places.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So this bottle came
this
from
bottle,
him.
this
No.
bottle, it wasn't necessarily. So it kind of came.
The idea.
the idea came
Okay,
from Mitchell.
okay.
Ryan
Bucky
or Roy
actually,
Ryan.
yeah, somebody.
Roy called me and was like, "Hey, Mitchell got this bottle. It looked kind of interesting. Hadn't had it before." And I was like, "That's funny. I happen to have one sitting on my shelf right
And I
there."
tell you what, you're
And
talking about a fat bottom girl.
I'm
This thing's
telling
got
you,
the
that
biggest damn
has got
cork
the
I've ever
biggest cork
seen in
I've
a
ever
whiskey
seen.
bottle.
That was my
Jesus.
very first thought whenever I picked that bottle
Look at
up.
the cork on that something. Yeah.
So
Hopefully it makes a good pop.
hopefully,
Yeah, I'm hoping. But yeah, so this is 114 Old Granddad.
Old Granddad,
which comes
114.
out of Beam
Beam
Suntory. I'll let
which
you
is
finish. This is the sciencey part. I'll let you get into this.
they're part of the Jim Beam Distillery.
Right.
It's obviously 114 proof.
Yes,
the
it
mash
is.
bill on this is actually the same as Basil Hayden, and I'm sure everybody's seen Old Granddad bottled in bond.
Yes.
And they also have like an 80. I think it's an 80 proof. Just
Yeah, their regular Old Granddad is 80.
It is 63% corn, 27% rye, and 10% malted barley.
That's the same numbers I got from Breaking Bourbon. Good job,
Really?
sir.
So this is a 10% higher rye content than normal Jim Beam.
Yeah, because
products.
normal whiskeys in general normally run about 15 to 17 on their
if at all.
rise, if at all.
So, but that was kind of one of the big things about, and you'll notice the bust on the front of the bottle is actually Basil Hayden Sr.
Yes, I heard that. It was Basil Hayden
And
Sr.
way back when, I don't know, the 1800s or whenever he started making whiskey,
Back in 1942.
he wanted to go against the grain,
Of course.
pun intended.
Pun intended.
and that's when he decided to start putting a higher rye content in his whiskey.
I'm
And
excited. I'm not going to
His
lie. This is kind of.
grandson actually continued that tradition on and had this and honored his great grandfather or his grandfather Basil Hayden Sr. On the bottle and with the name.
Nice.
This is typically a $26 to $29 bottle. Sorry, I'm choking on myself.
If you ain't choking, you ain't toking.
That's right.
But you ain't toking this week anyway.
No,
I feel kind of bad.
it's fine. I'm doing good.
I'm
You wanna-
have
You can have the rest of my cigar.
No, I'm good.
I
thank
kissed
you.
it with my mouth.
I put my lips around it real nice like.
Yeah, I didn't tell me I ashed on my mic. What
I
the
didn't
hell's
even
wrong with
notice.
y'all?
Pop the top.
Oh,
Not bad.
oh, chicken.
Fill me up, bartender. It doesn't slide very good on this table.
Doesn't slide very good. I need to get some kind of slick coating on this so we can slide
yeah.
shit around.
Dun, 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 dun.
One, in or out?
I'm good.
Okay.
A couple things I saw. They called the color dark mahogany.
Okay. I'm going to call bullshit, but okay. I don't see dark in there.
Not really.
It's not really dark compared to like other bourbons that we've done. It's
kinda like a golden
whiskeys,
amber.
I guess. Yeah, I would say the gold. I'd agree with you on the golden amber thing.
Let's just say mahogany.
Now the nose
It's
is very. I get a lot of.
if you didn't tell me this was 114 proof, I wouldn't guess it.
No, I
It
wouldn't
do-
either off the nose.
There's not a lot of ethanol burn there.
No, there's
like I
not.
expected it to be because it's a $28 bottle. I mean,
I expected 3 nose hairs to singe
Right,
when
exactly.
I sniffed it, and nothing. I still have all of them intact. You can see the rye for sure when you do the tilt and film.
there it is.
I like it. Very rye, very pepper.
Very rye.
It tingles the tongue, which I like. I like a little bit of, I like a tingly every once in a while. That's pretty good, though.
It's not bad.
It's really not bad.
Kind of nutty.
Yeah, I get a little bit of, I almost want to say walnut.
I don't know. I don't know if I can narrow it down, but
I think it's walnut. I really do. Because walnut kind of goes along with that mahogany thing that they were talking about. Because walnut's like a darker nut.
and I could see that because walnut, it'll dry your mouth out a little bit. This is, as it sits, my tongue kind of dried out a little bit.
Yeah, I get that too.
I could go walnut with you.
I get that too. Where else we got on here? I know according to Breaking Bourbon, the notes that I did on this little gem.
Yeah.
I'm sliding my notes over here real quick. So on the nose, you're supposed to get cinnamon, brown sugar, and rye heat.
Okay.
I get a little bit of the cinnamon, not much. I don't get any of the brown sugar, but I get the rye. I get the rye on the nose. On the nose. Yeah, I'm kind of off on that one too. The palate is supposed to be fruity yet very firm. I don't get that on the palate at all, neither. The finish is supposed to be a full body finish. One of the more stronger tasting bourbons, according to Bourbon.com. A long finish with candied red hots. I don't really get that neither. But in the quote unquote category of uniqueness, high rye mash bill makes for an interesting pour, and they quoted it a must-have bottle on your shelf, according to Breaking Bourbon.
So I wonder, maybe open it up, let it breathe a little bit, and see if maybe you get that cinnamon.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad idea. Thank you, producer man.
First impression, I think this would make an awesome old fashioned.
I think it would too. I agree with you on that. 100%.
I would put it on my bar cart, quote unquote, for that reason.
Talk too damn much.
And you said it's about a $30 bottle?
It's about
give or take, yeah.
Yeah, some places you find it for like $25.99 online, and some you find it around $29.99.
It's definitely in that balling on a budget price range we like to
for sure.
kind of float around.
Yeah.
Just off of the Jim Beam website. So this is what's weird to me is this is the first time I've ever seen them do this for all expressions. So this says tasting notes for proofs 80, 100, and 114. I've never seen them combine them all and say you're supposed to get the same thing from all of them. Color is golden honey brown, which, like I kind of said, that golden amber. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So taste.
Okay.
Charred oak and black pepper with sweet notes of vanilla and caramel, hints of dried fruit.
I don't really get the dried fruit. I never get the fruit. I mean, let's be honest. I've been doing this for almost 2 years. I never get the dried fruit.
I would almost lean more toward like a medicinal cherry flavoring. If I really look for it.
Kind of like a maraschino medicinal?
No. Not that sweet.
Not that sweet. Gotcha.
Kind of like the, like a cherry cough syrup.
Okay.
But I really have to look for it if I'm trying.
You talking about that tussin?
Yeah, that tussin.
That tussin.
Little grandpa's cough medicine.
Your granddaddy's cough. Your granddaddy's cough syrup.
Yeah, this is it.
So one thing I like to do when y'all drink your whiskey is one of my big things is the bottle.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
So looking at it from here, one of the things that just stands out is that they are proud of the 114.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they're extremely proud of the 114.
It's big white bold letters. Hey, this is what you're getting when you drink this
I
bottle.
don't know if the camera can pick it up or not. 114's on the lid.
It's got it on the lid.
It's got it on the lid.
Not only that, but
And that is still the fattest damn cork I've ever seen in my life.
I was touching it earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if the
that cork got the fat ass, son.
The wax stamp on the front is real. It kind of
Everybody touch it.
It kind of felt plastic to me,
I
but
think it is plastic.
That's kind of cool. You
Oh,
always
Quit fingering it.
I found the G spot.
because you always see like I've seen different bourbon bottles to where they wax seal the top of it.
Yeah.
Which is a pain in the ass,
right.
by the way.
Yes.
But I've never
Carry a
seen
pocket
one
knife for that.
just put a wax stamp on the front of it, which is
Yeah.
really cool to me.
Unless they got the little
Agreed.
pull thing, like Rio Brazos
Yeah.
had the little pull
Right.
tab that made it actually very,
But I do think
very
they
easy
did.
to open.
They did a very good job of creating this bottle. In my opinion, it stands out on a shelf.
Right.
Granted, it's short and squatty, and you almost have to look for it, but it will catch your eye.
Yeah.
Did you describe yourself or the bottle?
Both.
Okay, just checking.
But it's because I never really thought about it. But this is the most I've ever seen a proof.
Yes.
So we've got it on the cap.
Yes.
We've got it here.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
Here.
And on the back.
Here.
Yes. And on the back.
Here.
Yes.
Here. That's the most I've ever seen somebody list a proof.
Yes.
That's
By far.
insane.
That is very insane.
But
Very insane. But it's a very enjoyable.
is.
I can understand completely when BreakingBourbon.com said that it's a must-have bottle on
Yeah,
your
for
shelf.
sure.
I could see that very much so.
and it's very highly touted as a budget bourbon throughout most of, I guess, the bourbon community.
You'd actually be proud of me because I am starting a process
Oh,
after
yeah?
the first of the year. I'm building a bourbon room.
Look at you.
I know. So excited.
Interesting.
So excited. I got to move some stuff around first, but
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a bourbon room.
Okay. That'll be fun.
That'll be really fun. I'm excited about it. Along with other things I'm excited about on 2023, but we're going to save some of that.
Yeah. Let's save some.
I feel we got a topic somewhere in all this.
We do. Somewhere
Let's see how many people we can piss off tonight.
over the rainbow.
Okay. So I titled this "The Personalities of a Whiskey Bourbon Collector."
Okay.
Is what I kind of took a little bit of. It's an homage to a Dude Perfect video I saw one
Okay.
time about the slow pitch softball player.
Oh,
They kind of
yeah.
made fun of it.
Right. All the different types.
Yes, all the different
Yeah.
types. So I broke this down into 4 types. I don't know how many you broke it down to, but I broke it down into 4 types.
I have 4
Okay.
on here also.
Okay. Fantastic.
I was kind of wondering if any of ours would overlap. And I know as we go along, we may be able to throw out a couple different things.
We may.
So, yeah. What you got, buddy?
So number 1 is and I'm going to preface it,
Okay.
the Whiskey Bourbon Noob.
Noob.
Is number 1.
What
The
a
Whiskey
noob.
Bourbon Noob is a rather young creature, easily startled in the wild, and you need to approach slowly. They think all bourbons are the same. They love mass-produced bourbons, and all. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we've all been there once.
yes.
We've all been there once.
I
We've
mean,
all been
you-
the Whiskey Bourbon Noob. Yes, you have too. Don't
No, I have.
Well, he
Okay.
raised his hand at he's
But-
saying
He
I
did.
am.
Yeah. he
now I'm kind of curious because I'm not necessarily a noob.
I think I know where you fall at. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think
Okay.
you fall in the next one that I'm gonna cover after
So-
we get it. But
Okay.
also, my last characteristic of the Whiskey Bourbon Noob is sticks to mass produce,
Right.
but we'll try new stuff.
Right.
And like you said, I think we've all been there and I'll admit it. And
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh, we've all
it goes
been
right
there.
into what you're saying. Jack Daniels is one of.
Right.
I think Jack Daniels probably introduced most.
When I had my
People-
examples in my head, the first 3 that popped up: Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, Ezra Brooks.
Right.
First 3 that popped up.
Most definitely.
I'd
that's
probably lean more Evan Williams.
Evan
over
Williams would be
Ezra
a,
Brooks,
yeah.
but,
Evan Williams would be a good one.
yes, for sure, definitely those. But Jack Daniels, especially people around our age,
Gotcha.
before this whole social media blow up of whiskey and
No,
bourbon.
with TikTok bourbon and all
Right.
TikTok whiskey,
Because
and all that
if
stuff.
I
yeah.
was just coming into it now,
Yeah.
I would feel a lot better about it because of all the information that's out there.
And they also
when I started,
they
Jack
also
Daniels was it.
quote
Like,
they
that was
also
the thing.
quote unquote get sensory overload when they walk down a bourbon
Yeah.
aisle too,
Yes,
because they're
I
like
would-
there's so much.
I would add Jim Beam to that.
Yeah.
that was one of the ones.
Oh,
I
was
used.
it?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, and
Yeah.
Ezra Brooks,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
said Evan Williams.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
I mean, it still kind of falls in the same category.
Yeah.
But that person definitely looks for the name recognition.
Yes,
Right.
yes, it's like
It doesn't specifically have to be one, only one.
Right.
But it'll be the Jack, the Jim.
right,
Right.
Maybe if they branch out, especially nowadays, if you're getting into it, a Buffalo Trace.
Yes,
yeah.
But I mean, I'll admit it. Whenever I first kind of started into this whole thing, even before we started doing this.
Yeah, because I
For
feel
me, it
you
was-
have the most insight on this one because it wasn't too long ago
Right.
that you were in this category.
And I'm glad because I was able to find a lot of things a lot quicker.
Got you.
Because I stuck with Jack Daniels for so long.
Yes.
Because that's what I thought was that's
Well,
bourbon,
I mean,
and that's whiskey. to
well,
me.
and not just that. We've talked about it before on the show. You were a quote unquote vodka guy.
Right, and for the longest time, that's pretty much all I drank.
He literally looked at me first time I met him and said, "Comrade Roy, we drink."
Well,
Handed me a glass of vodka. And I'm like, okay.
and it's to me, it's something that I mean, obviously, you have TV that helps you brainwash that into your system. You see a lot of Jim Beam, Jack
You do.
Daniels.
You do.
You know those kind of commercials.
Yeah, and
So-
not just that, it translates to social media too. But social
Right.
media, the good thing about social media is you see a whole lot more than
Right.
just those.
Right.
Yeah, so the newbie coming into it now is definitely in a lot better position than
Oh God,
whenever
than we were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
for
were,
sure.
4 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever. 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, it's just there's a lot of information out there. now.
No, for sure, for sure. You got any thoughts on your category there? Are they kind of trekking the same right now? Or we kind of did you name yours differently? I'm just curious.
So I don't have that one on my list.
Okay,
So I'm glad you covered it.
Okay.
So my first one is the nerd,
okay,
the whiskey nerd.
okay.
He Googles every whiskey brought up, wants to have all the information but never his own opinion. As long as Google says it's good, he'll enjoy it.
Google ain't got no taste buds, bro. I'm just saying.
It's the nerd.
Google ain't got no taste buds.
You'd rather be more scientific and just stick with what Google says.
I'm glad I didn't have Google when I started this journey.
Right?
Glad I didn't have it.
Google can be your best friend and your worst enemy.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
'Cause if-
for God's sakes, don't Google if you got some kind of issue going on where you have like
Oh,
a pain in your
no.
chest or something.
No.
Because you'll be dying by the
But-
time you read an hour.
But at the same time, if you read 2 or 3 reviews that say it's not good, and whiskey is we say it all the time, whiskey is such a subjective thing. Just because one thing on Google says it's not good doesn't mean you're not going to enjoy
Well, yeah, I
it,
mean,
or you don't have a purpose
Well,
for
I mean,
it.
definitely, if you're going to be the quote unquote whiskey nerd, go through several different sources, like we've said. Breaking Bourbon,
Yeah.
the good one. The guys at Pursuit,
Yes.
they're real knowledgeable.
Yes, very.
Whiskey Vault, Whiskey Society, Bourbon Enthusiast. I mean, they're all really good at what they do, and they're all very different at what they do at the same time.
Check out Fred Minnick on
Yeah,
YouTube.
Fred Minnick, that's got to be the sharpest dude in the bourbon
Oh,
game
yeah,
as
that
far as
dude's
sharp dressed man.
I think
I
that's
feel
one of
ZZ
the.
Top needs to get a collaboration with him and get a whiskey going.
I think that's one of the things I love about your show is because when you try a whiskey firsthand, you give your thoughts on it,
Right.
and then you go into hey, this is what these internet sites are saying.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like, that's really cool.
Because I mean, we want to be able to translate it to everyday
Yeah.
average Joes.
Right.
I mean, that's what we want to do, or at least that's my take. I mean, I feel you're on the same page with I am. That's
sure.
that's what I try
I mean,
to
and
do.
that's we're not afraid to say it. Like we did Jim Beam Double Oaked on the show. The
Jim
very
Beam Double
first
Oaked
thing
horrible.
I said was it's black licorice, and I don't like it. I'm not going to drink it anymore.
Right.
And that's an honest opinion. It
Yeah.
didn't matter what Breaking Bourbon or any of those other websites said.
Right.
I had that information in front of me, but it wasn't until after I gave my opinion that then we dove into.
Yeah, because we say it all the time. I mean, your palate is different than my palate.
Right.
And it's different than his palate.
Yeah,
It's different than Ryan's palate.
exactly.
I mean, so you've got several different palates that are all totally different, and that's what makes whiskey and bourbon so unique
Faux show.
and so conversational at the
Yeah.
same time, because everybody's going to have a different take on it. You're not going to get two people that have the same exact tasting notes,
Yeah.
regardless.
So what's next?
So my number 2 on this little journey is I entitled this one the Whiskey Bourbon Dude.
Dude.
That's what
The
I
dude.
entitled it. And the reason why I entitled it the dude, this man is middle of the row as far as his age. He's more approachable in the wild, 50-50 between mass-produced and small batch, starting to develop his own opinion and palate, takes advice and is teachable in the world of whiskey and bourbon, which means you can have a conversation with this cat.
Yeah, that's me.
That's just my take on it. I mean,
me.
like I said, this is all strictly our opinions.
Yeah,
our,
I mean,
and
I think, at least for me, a lot of the people I've met in the bourbon community would some way fall into that category.
oh, for sure, yeah.
Because I mean, you don't have to nail yourself down into one category. You can be parts of this and parts of that. Because I consider myself a little bit of a whiskey nerd, but not fully. Because like we said, I don't just listen to what Google says.
Right, yeah.
I'll consider myself a whiskey dude.
Yeah.
Because I'll give my opinion. I can listen to yours or Ryan's opinion.
I actually threw both of you in this particular category.
Right.
Because I didn't throw you into number 3 category. Which
Because,
number 3, I'm probably gonna piss the people off.
That's
with.
fine.
for me, like, I guess what was your first one? You called it
The whiskey noob.
the whiskey noob.
Yes.
Like, as far as I grew up drinking a lot of Irish whiskey.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Jameson was my best friend, and so that would have been the noob in me because
yeah, because that's the big name brand.
That's a
Irish
big
whiskey.
name brand,
Yeah,
right?
it's a name brand.
But as kind of like y'all, I get into these different types of bourbon and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, these are different on my palate. These taste better.
Yeah.
But you can even do that in the Irish whiskey side of it.
Yeah.
Because you branch outside of Jameson and you've got Boosters. and
Right.
you've got
I'm glad you
Glendalough,
brought that
and
up.
You've got
I have a challenge for you, sir.
Okay.
By the time we do our next show, and Longhorn has it, I know because I showed it to you.
Okay.
There's a Irish whiskey that's called Powers. That's
Okay.
the name of it. It's got a big ass P on the label.
Yeah.
You can't miss it. Try that
Okay.
and report back to me.
Okay. So, like, one of the things, like, I like that, other Irish whiskey drinkers don't like is there's a Irish whiskey out there called Tullamore Dew. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love.
Tullamore Dew?
Yeah.
that
Absolutely
one.
love
Yeah,
it.
Same thing.
Everybody else can't stand it.
Really?
But, yeah. Like, everybody I've talked to is like, oh, that's shitty Irish whiskey. And I'm like, no, I actually like it.
I actually prefer Tullamore Dew over regular Jameson.
Yeah. And
Now, if you're talking Jameson Black, or is it Black Barrel?
Black Barrel, yeah.
That's,
Still
that's pretty
haven't.
good.
I
And
still
that's-
haven't tried the Black Barrel.
that's
one's
the
pretty
difference because we've had them on the show.
Yeah.
Like, Jameson has a lineup where everything you taste is completely different.
Right.
Oh, I know. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the bottle
But that's how you
the bottle right now, Jameson.
you've got to learn to branch out.
Right.
You can't just grab
Absolutely.
a bottle of Jack Daniels and think that
Right.
that's every whiskey ever, or a bottle of Jameson and think that's every Irish whiskey
Like,
ever.
I'm gonna tell you straight
And
up.
I'm guilty of it because we did Ardbeg Wee Beastie on the show, and I've said since the very first time I had Scotch, way before we ever did this show,
Yeah.
that I hate it,
He hates Scotch.
and I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah.
But I do feel that based off the conversation we had Saturday with Mike
I
Wright,
fully expect.
you're probably gonna have some
I
Scotch
fully
kinda
expect to
slip
have a
in
Scotch
there.
that I'm gonna.
There's gonna be a
So-
Scotch in your future. I'm just saying, not to pull a great Carnac on you, but
Yeah.
I got a feeling you're gonna have a Scotch in your future.
I think so.
The last thing I'm going to say is, though, like, on this show,
Yes.
like, I was a straight, hey, either it's going to be Black Barrel or it's Jameson. Actually, those two aren't my favorite anymore. Because of this show, my favorite is Jameson Blender's Dog.
Look at
Yes,
there.
Blender's
Like-
Dog is good. Blender's Dog is good.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
18 year.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, that's the
Okay.
best. But
Everyday
for
drinker.
my buck,
Bang for your buck. You're exactly right.
You got anything else on, dude?
Not really. I mean, the dude's just kind of, he's just kind of that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of walks in, he kind of looks around. He knows his budget. He's not really worried about the name brand thing. He kind of looks around. Oh, this catches my eye. I'm gonna try it.
I'm just the dude, man.
just
The dude.
I'm
man.
just a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude.
So my next one is the frat brother.
I like it.
Doesn't care. Shots, 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 shots. Doesn't care.
We've all been
He
there.
considers Fireball a whiskey, and it's not.
Fireball's a liqueur. Let's be
Yes,
honest,
it's a
and
cinnamon
we all
liqueur.
know. I'm kind of partial. Fireball is my starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna tie one on, I'm doing a shot of Fireball before I do anything else.
But that's, in my head, the frat brother is a
Yes.
whole nother category.
No, it's a
because
whole nother dude.
They don't drink whiskey to drink whiskey. They
they
take
drink to go
shots,
blackout.
and
Yes.
that's how they do
Not
it.
to be confused with blackout clothing, but they go
Right.
blackout. Thank you very much. I feel this one is where I'm going to piss people off on the show.
Let's hear it.
I'm just saying. The whiskey bourbon hipster.
Hipster.
Yes.
Okay.
Only wants the allocated bottles, thinks his or her knowledge is vastly superior to the store owners.
Oh.
If it's not $100 or more, they're not even biting on it. And they usually wear weird clothing and have weird facial hair.
Hold on.
Just from
Time out.
experience.
So
Time out. So I was in the liquor store probably about 2 weeks ago, and there was a guy in front of me, and this is at the bottle shop over here.
Okay.
But he walks over and he looks at the Miss Shannon, and he goes, Yeah. So I can't find what I'm looking for out here. Can you look? I'm looking for the stuff in the back room. And she was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Have you seen this store?
He's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for something like $200 or more." And she was like,
You ain't gonna find that here.
"Okay."
Yeah.
Everything, and she finally tells us, like, everything we have is out on the shelf.
Yeah.
Like,
we ran into one, oddly enough, and you know the guy I'm talking about, the guy that made the comment about his buddy in California.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that dude qualifies as a hipster.
So, and I like where you put it, but I can I can draw a line and split your whiskey hipster
Yes.
into two different categories.
Oh yes, you by far you can.
So
That's the whole reason why I left it very vague.
My two different categories to kind of, I guess, branch off of
Okay.
yours would be the whiskey snob.
Sidebar.
The whiskey snob.
Okay.
You served me something under $100. This does not touch my palate.
Yes.
And then
Whiskey snob. There
the
you
other
go.
side of that
They exist.
is what's called the tater.
Okay.
So the tater only goes for the allocated bourbons. They got to
Yes.
have the Buffalo Trace. They got to have the
Yes.
Eagle Rare, the
Yes.
Blantons, and they're going to spend the $180
Yes.
on it. So, and it's funny.
And the tater is the reason the damn market is so screwed up on
yes, it is. But I'll have to find the list. There's actually a
Yes.
like a 1 through 40 list of definition of a tater. I'll have to find it and I'll post it on our Facebook.
Yes. Post the tater
it's
list.
funny.
is the tater also the person that buys a bottle that's like $180 just so they can have the bottle on their shelf when
Right.
people
They'll
come
never
over?
open it.
They'll never open it.
Yeah, that one's $180. Why isn't it not open?
And the
Now, you see what I did? I bought a 170 bottle of Jameson. It's half
we-
gone.
yeah, we cracked it open. But that's
We drank the shit out of that.
But I mean that kind of falls into this whole thing is the snob may hide that bottle when you come over.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't. You can't touch my good
The
stuff.
snob, I feel, is that guy who takes his panic room and turns it into a vault that is like retinal scan, palm thing. You got to have a PIN code to get
Right.
in it too. There's like 3
not
realms of
important enough to touch-
authentication.
yeah.
You got to go through it. No,
You get this bottle, I get the Pappy Van Winkle in the back.
I'm so glad you brought up Pappy Van Winkle because we joke about how Blanton's has got to be the most overrated whiskey bourbon on the damn market right now.
It's inflated.
How
it's
do you
overrated.
feel about Pappy? Is Pappy too
don't know.
much hype?
See, I
Happy
can't
O'Daniel
speak on
Flower
it
Hour.
because I've never had it.
See, that's the same boat I'm in.
Now, I believe that I will never spend $2,000 on a bottle
Negative, Ghost Rider. Not happening. Not even close.
because I don't support the secondary market for one, but two, I can't. I don't know why. Now, will I ever see a bottle? Probably not. Will I? If I do see a bottle and they've got it reasonably priced close to the SRP, yes, I would buy it because I would like to try it. Now, if I come across a bar somewhere that happens to have it on the shelf, will I spend $50 to have a glass of it? Yes.
Okay.
But that would be the only ways. I
got you.
I don't support the secondary market.
No, God,
and
no.
I don't
Secondary-
believe
Yeah.
anybody else should either.
This America, we do not support secondary markets.
So, but I
But we
can't
do
speak
support
on
the
it.
Second Amendment.
Yes, by far.
But I can't speak on it from that angle because I've never had it. Right.
Right. Oh. So did you have your number, quote unquote, number 3 category? Being as I went down a rabbit hole with the
No. So I covered a little bit of my third one. It was the snob, but I can
Okay.
go on to my fourth one.
Okay.
It's the brand loyalist.
Okay.
Sticks to one distillery and believe it's the only one you should buy for some reason. It was first. It's the oldest, making real bourbon. Maybe the guy that says real bourbon only can come from Kentucky.
First of all, slap that dude with an empty bottle of 114.
You know, they buy only Heaven Hill. So it's Ezra, it's
And don't
Heaven
get
Hill.
me, don't get me
it's-
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Heaven Hill is a good.
Right, but is it why? I can't imagine a reason to only stick to one.
I can't either because it goes back to what we
Distillery.
said earlier. Everybody's palate is different. You may find something at Penelope that Beam Centauri isn't doing, and you
Right.
may like it.
But this person will never know
Because they're just
stuck.
They got tunnel vision.
Right.
I
They're
get
stuck
it. I
in
get
one
it. I
thing.
get it. That kind of preludes into my number
All
4 a
right,
little
all
bit.
right, all right.
I classified this one as the Whiskey Bourbon Certified G. No pun intended, because my last name is Gravis. But hey, so the characteristics of this gentleman is a perfect blend of mid and high end whiskeys and bourbons with a few low ends sprinkled in.
Okay.
Easily approachable in the wild, teaches others about whiskeys and bourbon, buys what he or she likes regardless of price, drinks their way, all around good steward of the whiskey bourbon world.
There you go. I like
That is my certified G classification. And for me, it's kind of like prime example, we know a certified G. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to go out and say it.
Shares his bottles.
Yes. Shares his bottles.
Shares his knowledge.
Shares his knowledge. Yes. Very educated dude. I've learned a lot in the year or almost 2 years, I guess, that we've been hanging out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel that's because it's all about, and this is going to sound kind of stupid the way I'm going to word it, but it's just the way I'm thinking in my head. To me, it's paying it forward with your knowledge and with your palate. Prime example, sidebar, Bucky saw my knowledge in action Saturday. Guy walks in, kid literally turned 21 the day he walked in, okay? He goes, hey, I want a cigar. I heard the word cigar, and I went, ooh.
Ears perked up.
And Mike Wright looks at me and goes, do you know a little bit about cigars? I was like, I dabble.
I dabble.
So he's like, I was like, do you mind? And he's like, no, go ahead. So
do your
I
thing.
literally walked in the humidor with this guy, and we started talking, and it was, hey, what are you into? Have you ever smoked a cigar before? He's like, no, I've never smoked a cigar before. I said, okay. Probably not going to get you on something dark to start
Right.
with, just because it'll wreck your palate.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell you this, this, and this. And I went through characteristics. We went through the Deadwood. We talked about the Yummy Bitches, all that. We went through the Alec Bradleys and took a turn at Rocky Patel and then swung back over to Brick House and then went into the Cohuba Weller, which I was like, I don't think you're ready for that yet. But you may be. I don't know. This dude ended up walking out with like, what, 4 or 5 Alec Bradley Connecticut's? Just from having a conversation.
Sweet.
So
That's what it's all about.
that is what it's all about. It's all about education
Yeah.
and paying it forward with your knowledge, your experience, stuff like that. And like we've talked too, it's all about the conditions that you're in. Bucky and I may have had the same bourbon, but we may have had it 2 different ways. He may have had it chilling in a snowbank in Colorado, and I may have had it straight out the kitchen after cooking a 4-course meal.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's always the finer things, the rich and rare things that drive people to want to be
But don't
that
drink rich
person.
and rare.
Like, for example, I'll give you and this isn't about bourbon, but it's about coffee.
Okay.
So I went into a coffee shop one time, and this hipster dude was like, well, do y'all have Kopi Luwak? Which, if you don't know what that is,
I have no idea.
all right. So, and I know to pronounce that, but I don't know how to pronounce the cat's name. So basically, it's a cherry or a coffee cherry that's found in I think it's in Africa or Asia or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, out of cat shit.
Yeah,
I know what
but
that.
they
Yes.
basically they
There's
eat
a
this
cat.
coffee cherry,
Yes.
and they poop out these beans.
What?
And these beans are made into coffee.
What?
And
And you got me.
I'm
wondering
sitting there
now.
looking at this dude, and I'm like, nobody has that. Like
Why?
that cup of coffee is like $1,000.
Yes, it's
Why?
expensive.
Like, because they don't. I guess they don't poop that much. I don't know. But why would you want that?
Yeah.
What in your right mind? Why can't you just order black coffee like a normal human being, or even a frappuccino? Starbucks has got them for $7.95 a cup. Like, what is wrong with you?
An Asian palm cavette.
Cavette. Yeah, I think that's
What
how you
is
What
pronounce
the
it.
cat is, yes.
So it literally shits
And
your
there's
coffee out.
and there's people that follow this damn thing around too. That's
Yeah,
the crazy part
they
about
follow
it.
this cat around.
There is a dude.
Pick up the poop.
Yes.
And wash it off.
That's his sole purpose in life is to follow around this cat.
Yeah.
When it shits, scoop it up, put it in a bag, take it back, wash it off, and then put the beans through a coffee roaster.
Yeah, and
Yes.
and the richest people in the world drink this
Yes.
shit.
Oh my God.
Can we just blend a bottle of any kind of whiskey?
So here's what I want you to do.
And I'm gonna say it's
If
unicorn
you tell
piss.
me to follow around a cat,
No, no,
no.
after- okay.
No,
that's
no,
what
I'm
you
gonna say it's got unicorn piss in it.
I
And we're gonna
want-
charge thousands of dollars for it.
I want y'all to.
That's literally the
I
same
got a
thing.
funny story about unicorn.
I want
piss
y'all
in
to
a
start
second.
drinking the rarest whiskeys you can find, and then piss in a bottle,
and tell people.
and we're gonna filter it, and we're gonna sell it, and that's gonna be.
How much whiskey would you have to drink,
Bro, I'm in.
for your piss
I'm in.
to be whiskey flavored?
I'm in. I want to find out.
Okay.
Fuck around and find out. Yep.
So having it open just real quick. God, that conversation was weird as shit. What are we doing?
I don't know, but it's fun.
It's definitely a lot
Aren't you
sweeter.
glad I'm back?
Yeah, so glad, buddy. Cat shit coffee. It's definitely a lot sweeter now that it's opened up, on the nose at least. It's still cherry medicinal to me.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that in a bad way.
So when you say cherry medicinal, are you talking like a Jägermeister type medicinal cherry?
I would say less than Jaeger.
Less than Jaeger, somewhere in between sweet and like Robitussin cherry flavor.
Okay.
Golly, that conversation was.
By the way, don't read the Wikipedia thing on Cope Lawak neither,
No, I'm not
because you'll
gonna.
get down a side hole you don't want to go.
So another one that I just was whenever I was doing a little bit of
I got you.
some research on,
Okay.
on types of whiskey drinkers.
Types of whiskey drinkers.
One I remember seeing was called the not quite good enough.
There's one of those that exist?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a bottle of Larceny.
Okay.
And it's like the Larceny barrel proof batch C922. He takes a drink of it, and he is the guy that would say, this isn't as good as batch A131. Or he has a single barrel Henry McKenna, and he looks at the barrel number and he's like, barrel number 50012 is way better. Or he's basically a Debbie Downer.
He sounds like a one-upper.
Or a one-upper. Like,
Okay.
he's always, it's never quite good. He's always had something a little bit better.
Do you know what that gentleman gets? He gets the Satchel Richards Award for this week. There it is.
But there's definitely those people.
Oh, my God. I feel those people need to be slapped with a fucking tortilla.
I don't know why. Why?
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, to me, like, don't get me wrong. I can distinguish things with my palate.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go as far as saying, oh, batch number, yada, yada, yada.
Every single thing, you find something wrong with it. I beg your pardon, but you have not tried every whiskey on the face of the earth.
No,
so
I agree.
You don't know, sir.
I agree wholeheartedly with that conversation.
Or you get the batch number tattooed on your arm, which happened.
Shoo, I'm going to get 114.
There was a guy who got number 32 tattooed on his arm because that's the batch number he had whenever he met his wife.
Why can't? Okay, so
Hold on. But it was his favorite bottle.
But still, that kind of, you could play that either way with the whole thing. Because,
Now-
I mean, don't get me wrong. If Brandy and I would have met in distillery and I was hovering over, say, Balcones lineage,
Right,
barrel
barrel
number
number.
117,
It would have
batch
some
number
significance.
4, I would probably have 117 batch
'Cause
4 somewhere tattooed on my body.
Now, it's never been to that extreme, but I've seen people that go out and buy bottles that were bottled or barreled on, like, their son's birthday.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So it would have the date, and then
Yes.
they would keep that bottle for their son or daughter, whoever, and then give it
Whenever
to
they
them,
turn, yeah.
21, and it's their bottle to do with whatever they want.
Yeah, if they want to drink it, they can drink it. If they want
Right.
to keep it, they can keep it.
So that's kind of cool.
I feel that way with a quote.
Now, would I get it? I don't know.
I feel that way with a quote unquote Texas Pride can of beer that I have.
Yeah.
It's never been opened, and you can see where. Remind me next time you're at the house. I'll
Yeah.
show it to you. But there's only about like that much because everything else is somehow seeped.
Evaporated,
It's
or-
somehow evaporated.
Hold
There's
on.
only about that much in the bottom of it.
Breaking news of that story.
It's still too long.
His wife divorced him after 6 months of getting that.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
man.
See, that's why you just find the bottle that was barreled at that time.
Yeah,
or
there you go.
bottle.
But he still loves that bottle.
But he still loves that
It's
bottle.
my favorite.
He says that every time he pays his alimony payment. I love that bottle. Damn that bitch. Tell you what.
What?
So,
Yeah.
you got anything else to cover our topic, or
No, that was kind of my last one
I
because
got
I
you.
had the snob
I got
on here, which we kind of covered. So that one was just kind of a let's throw it in there because I do.
got you.
Did you
remember.
add when you did this that this is a very slow burning cigar?
No, I did not.
I've been smoking this thing the whole time.
I know.
That's pretty good.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
pretty. It's a pretty good stick.
Fantastic.
It's a pretty good stick. So you'll dive into the top 4
Fab Four.
or Fab 4?
Fab
Sorry,
Four.
Fab 4. We need a.
This was kind of an
thing for
off the wall topic.
It really wasn't. It's kind of been an off the wall show, really.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
really
gonna
has.
lie. So our Fab 4 this week, and John, I feel you could jump into this one pretty easily.
Okay.
Fab 4 fictional quarterbacks.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you have 3 honorable
I have
mentions
3.
from a pre-show conversation that we had.
Yes.
I have 2. I will defer to your
Okay.
3 honorable mentions to start.
Honorable mention number 1.
Yes.
Paul Crew from The Longest Yard.
He didn't even make my list.
Really?
Number
Yes.
2,
Did not even make my list.
Jonathan Moxon from Varsity Blues.
He made my list, but not as an honorable
Okay.
mention.
Number 3, and last, but certainly not least, Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Didn't make my list.
All right. So that's-
John, you got any honorable
That's
mentions
my
over here? Or
honorable
you just going to
mentions.
go straight to your 4?
Straight to my 4.
All right.
What are your honorable mentions, sir?
My honorable mention, Joe Kane from the program,
Okay.
Okay.
the
That's a good one.
ESU quarterback,
That's a good one.
and Sunshine Ronnie Bass.
Oh, Sunshine. He's
Oh,
probably-
Sunshine.
He's the most attractive fictional
He-
quarterback.
well, I don't know. I don't know. My number 1 may
Oh, yeah?
may surprise you on that one. My number 1 may
Oh,
surprise
Sunshine.
you. Sunshine.
That's Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, sunshine.
I think that's kind of what stemmed this Fab Four because we were talking about Trevor Lawrence Sunday.
Yeah, because
And
we were watching the
I
Jags.
said, that dude's got a thick neck.
yeah.
And I called him Sunshine.
Yeah,
and
you
you were
called
like,
him Sunshine.
he does look like Sunshine. And then
Yeah,
it
that's
kinda-
how we come up with
yeah.
this topic. We were sitting around watching football together when I was picking up my truck.
But, yeah. So, number 4.
Do you have a number 4, John, or would you like one of us to start?
So yeah, my number 4 is actually Paul Crew.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
I get that one.
You
Your
can get-
your
you go.
number 4?
Number 4, Joe Kingman, The Rock from Game Plan.
Hold on, I almost forgot.
Oh.
Paul Crew, the original movie.
The Burt Reynolds.
The Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
I
Yes.
like both of them.
Yeah. Adam Sandler was good.
Adam Sandler was
but
I got you.
Burt Reynolds.
And your number 4 was Joe
Joe
Kingman.
Kingman, The Rock from The Game Plan.
Didn't make my list.
Man.
My number 4, you mentioned it in your honorable mentions. The Mox.
Yeah.
Jonathan Moxon from Varsity Blues.
Yes.
I love that movie. It reminds me of my high school where I went to.
That dude literally saved everybody in
Oh,
that
God,
movie.
yes.
Because he
Yes.
saved the running back.
saved
I
the
think,
running back, yeah.
With the from the needle.
Yep.
He saved.
He saved Tweeter because Tweeter was going to go in. at
Tweeter was
quarterback,
going
and
in.
Tweeter's like,
Yeah,
"I
no,
ain't
ain't
doing
doing
that, no."
And he got he had a whipped cream bikini.
That's
and
it.
still stayed faithful to his girlfriend.
Man.
That dude is great all
He's
around.
great. He's an all-around great guy.
Oh man.
Juan, number 3.
What?
My number 3.
I think this is where I surprise y'all.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Ronnie Bass.
Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine himself.
Sunshine.
Because my number 1 is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Number 3,
Yep.
Matt Saracen from the TV
I
series
figured you would go with that
Friday
one.
Night Lights.
I figured you
In
were
my
either going to go
opinion-
there or the dude from Blue Mountain State.
So, in my opinion, maybe it's because we spent so many seasons with him.
Yeah.
But he's the most relatable.
Okay.
Like he just seems like a small town kid that was playing quarterback and had real life problems.
Got you. We're on number 3, right? My number 3, Paul Blake from Necessary Roughness. Yes, sir. The old journeyman.
What is that?
1991 was when that movie
91?
came out. Yes, I have
thought it was
I have
older than
dates.
that.
No, I have dates on when the movies came out. But yeah, Paul Blake,
Okay.
the 40-year-old freshman. Yeah. I can kind of relate to that a little bit.
I was gonna say that one hits at home.
That
doesn't
hits
it?
his little home. Yeah, and it's Texas football. The Texas State fighting
And,
armadillos.
yeah.
Come on now.
Right.
It doesn't get no more Texas than that.
Paul Blake
There you go.
Your number 2?
is my number 2.
Fantastic. I love it. Paul Blake. What's
one of
your
my-
number 2?
I love that movie. Sinbad's in it.
Sinbad's
and
in it.
Dude is
I
hilarious
love
in
the
it.
dude. I love Manu in it. The
Manu
center.
Manu.
Oh my god, dude. Mr. Blake. Mr. Blake. He will never touch you. And he lays this dude. I'm talking smooth out. Face mask comes off. Blood goes everywhere. It's fantastic. Kathy Ireland is the kicker for the college football team, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yes.
I didn't even. I
And the
forgot about
coach.
that.
The
Coach is
Ed Gennaro.
Ed Gennaro, yeah.
Straight
Ed
arrow Gennaro.
Yeah.
And not just that, you got Riggs over there
Yeah.
that I swear to God is one coon-ass accent away from Farmer Fred. We got up, get the ball!
I really think they took that movie, and that's kind of was their like.
So-
the way they made The Waterboy.
Oh my
Like,
God,
they probably watched that movie and was like, oh yeah,
You
we're
got
making
Rob
think-
Schneider as the announcer in it.
Yeah.
But I think that movie played a big part in a lot of other football
Oh,
movies.
for sure.
And
Yes.
I'll give an example in my number one.
Okay.
Based off of what you were saying, the center.
Yeah.
Manu Manu.
Manu
But,
Manu.
so-
Manu Manu, the slender, even though
Slender.
dude weighed
Not
probably
even
about
40.
probably field dress about 340.
Right.
Like God's honest truth.
So, my number two is the one and only Willie Beeman.
You and I have the same number 2.
Look at us go.
That's my number 2 as well.
I am
Steamin' Willie Beeman.
I mean, he's got the greatest song from a quarterback
Oh
ever.
my God, yes. You can't defeat me. You're dreaming. Fantastic. Number 1, we have made it.
Number one.
I swear to God, I think I know
The
where you're going
suspense
with
is killing
this.
me.
Is this mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Number
first.
1.
Okay. Shane Falco.
Damn you, John.
So,
One of the best move
That is my
quarterbacks
exact
ever.
number 1.
number
In the
one.
history-
Shane,
best
if
movie
Shane
ever.
Falco is not your
Footsteps
number one.
Falco by
Yes.
far.
He's got heart.
I really
Heart.
wish that they would actually make Keanu Reeves a quarterback
Oh
in
my
real
God.
life. Just
just
Well,
just one time.
So fun fact, not steal your bourbon fun facts, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna drop a movie fun fact on you. You know, this is the second time in Keanu Reeves' career he played the quarterback.
Yes, he was the quarterback.
He was
in-
Johnny Utah in Point Break.
Yes.
Point Break.
Yes.
Sorry.
Point Break.
Point Break.
But the
quarterback turned cop.
So the reference I was going to make is if you remember the guard, or I think it's a guard or the center in the replacements is like a Polynesian or
Right.
an Asian fellow
No, he's a sumo.
or a sumo wrestler,
sumo, yeah.
but he kind of makes the same reference.
Jumbo.
Is nobody will touch you.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying I think unnecessary roughness or necessary roughness
I still one
played
of
a
my
part in a lot of movies. down the
one of
line.
my favorite parts, and I swear to God, this is gonna crack him up. One of my favorite parts is when the deaf tight end looks at the chick and goes, "Talk about she's pretty," and she responds with that, and when they're line dancing
Yes.
to "I Will Survive"
I
in
Will
the jail
Survive.
cell.
Yes.
Best 2 parts of that movie by far.
Shane,
Because
that is awesome.
because the look on his face when she does that hand gesture, he's like stoned.
Doesn't know,
so, and it goes back to the fact that I believe, and this is just my opinion, Keanu Reeves is by far one of the most amazing actors.
he's so versatile.
I love
Versatile.
Yeah.
the John Wick franchise
Yes.
as a whole
Yes.
is
the
like
Matrix. He's the
awesome.
only reason I watched the
I'm
Matrix.
not a big
Matrix.
fan.
I was, but
Have you seen
Bill
the
and
newest
Ted?
one?
I can get down
But
with
he
Bill
can
and
do
Ted.
it. He does a little bit of everything.
yeah, like he's amazing.
Yeah. Have you seen the newest one?
I have not.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
But
I need to.
that's cool that Shane Falco was our.
Shane Falco was everybody's
Yeah.
number 1.
Yeah.
Number
You're-
7,
you're
number
unanimous.
17, number 16 in your programs, number
Number
1 in your hearts.
I'm Wiley.
Let's talk about the kicker, by the way. That dude's got to be one of the drunkest
awesome.
individuals to ever play
Yes,
football.
ever. Smoking a cigarette.
The
about to kick
leg.
it. The leg.
Like nickname like that.
I'm Wiley.
He's Wiley.
I'm Wiley.
Wiley. I love the part where he walks up and you big fatty. I'm like,
Big fatty.
What?
he walks up to Eddie Martell. And
That
calls him
movie
a
was so
fairy.
good.
I love it. That movie. I don't care if it's on made for
TBS
TV
or whatever.
or whatever.
Yeah, you're watching
It comes
I'm
on all
watching
the
it
time.
every time.
It's just one of those you're flipping through and you stop and you're like, yep,
I
that's the one.
love Footsteps Falco. I love the this is gonna sound a little messed up. The kiss scene with Pat Summerall and John Madden doing the commentary on it. It's hilarious. I love it. It's funny. Well, he's been stoned by this defense all day, John. Well, I think he's gonna go in there. Hey, look, he scored.
He scored.
Hey, you know that John Madden said that was being in that movie was one of the most fun times he ever
Oh,
had.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that. I mean, that movie, all-star cast. I mean, Gene Hackman, Keanu Reeves. You had Orlando Jones, who was always funny.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, you know this don't look natural. He got stickum everywhere. He looked,
It looks like I jacked off an elephant.
we've made hand gestures on the show. We've talked about jacking off elephants,
Coffee shit.
coffee shit. God.
What a night. God gotta love a Gentleman's Friday.
I know. Gentleman's Fridays are always good. I'm glad we.
I'm so glad we switched to Fridays.
Yes, you and me both. I'm so glad. So glad.
Man.
Do we have any kind of other stuff?
I mean, we've kind of foreshadowed it a little bit. We've got some pretty good stuff coming out.
We do.
Or coming up.
Yeah, I feel there's a.
We'll probably make some kind of announcement. I need to get in contact with him to kind of finalize everything.
Oh, I was talking about the artwork that we're working on for 2023.
And that. We've got that coming up too.
Yeah.
But we do have something pretty big, possibly coming up next week.
Possibly.
If you're interested in Southeast Texas Whiskey Festival, probably want to tune in.
Probably definitely want to tune in.
But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
I'm excited about it. But I need to finalize everything.
Yep. Got to finalize some stuff.
Other than
Fantastic.
that, our Cyber Week sale is still going on the website.
Yes.
Everything is marked all the way down.
Yes.
All the way down.
All the way down. We're giving stuff away right now.
So
Not really,
check out
but-
the new Christmas stuff. We got a few new hoodies. We may come out with a couple more Christmas things over the next week or so.
Let's light this tree.
Other than that,
I got one. You ready?
it's
You got anything?
No.
Glad to be back.
FunctionYourWay.live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, check out the merch at functionyourway.live.
Yes.
Check out the Facebook. Check out the Instagram. Check out my dude's TikTok, undrafted free agent, agent with no E.
Yes.
Check out my TikTok, which is still kind of in its infancy.
And I forgot. I'm sorry.
Franchise tagged FGOC.
I guess I do have one thing.
Okay.
Like, I want to thank y'all for being patient with me.
Oh, for sure.
I've got other things going on, and these guys are always super patient with me. So I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here when I can be here.
I got you covered, brother.
Yeah. So I do always take care of them, though. I try to take care of
I
them.
got you back, Jack.
You
This should be
definitely take
crazy.
care of us. You've made it super simple. The fact that you show up,
Super serial.
even though you're not going to be on the show, and you kind of set everything up, makes it really, really
Oh, for
easy.
sure, yeah. Fantastic.
I mean, you've shown me just about everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Love it.
We love going through it.
Hit the applause button for yourself,
yes.
by the way. Good job.
Real quick.
Yep.
I did forget. I left them at the house, and then that was my bad. We are doing, or I will be doing, and then we will be doing on Fridays a whiskey advent calendar.
Oh, cool.
I left the box at the house tonight.
Do you need an extra bottle?
I've got Dana ordered me some along with some. She made it for us.
Hey,
So
I like it. A whiskey advent calendar.
we'll get together at some point and shoot a little video of us doing December 2nd's whiskey.
Okay.
And I'll be posting videos for every day whenever I open them up.
Okay.
And it'll be exciting.
I feel we should get together on a couple of those and go to both TikToks with it.
Yeah.
My TikTok, your TikTok. Because
We'll get together
there's like a
whenever we
collab
can.
thing you can kind of do, isn't there? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll figure something
But
out.
we'll figure it out. But stay tuned for those. If you've got a whiskey advent calendar or a beer advent calendar or any kind of advent calendar, tag us in it as you open it.
For
and,
sure.
Follow along. Let's have some fun.
Faux show.
All right. So you got one of them things?
I got one of them things. I got a good one tonight, actually.
John, hit that button.
Let's go, brother!
I think he almost hesitated because he didn't know if he's hitting the right one or not. He kind of hit it
Right here.
So he got the
buttons.
cheat sheet.
Yeah, you got a cheat
Fantastic.
sheet.
Tonight's last call is brought to you by my dear friend Humphrey Bogart.
Ooh.
The problem with the world is that everyone is a few drinks behind.
I'm impressed that Roy's pulling out the Bogart. That's nice.
I did a little research. I have like 76 more last calls, so I'm good for a little bit.
He's written a book, apparently.
I'm writing a book,
So
actually.
we're at least good for another year.
Yeah, we're good.
Year
for
and
a
a
little
half.
while.
Year and a half.
Yeah, there you
There's
go.
only 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
But this has been fun.
I like it. It has been fun. It has been very fun. Oh, I almost forgot.
Uh-oh.
I know you're an Astros fan.
See,
I want to get your reaction on this. Astros signed Jose Abreu
yeah.
to a 3-year deal.
I'm excited.
I'm kind of disappointed, and the reason why is because I feel they're kicking Yuli Gurriel to the curb,
Yes.
and I like the man's hair.
I do. I love La
So-
Pina,
La Pina?
the pineapple.
Oh, that was a
because
Cali?
it's
Oh,
his
okay.
hair.
Gotcha.
But yeah, if he does move on, I'll be sad. But I am really, really, really excited about Jose Abreu. I think he
Dude can
do
rake.
some damage
Yeah, Dude
in
can
Minute
rake.
Maid Park.
Oh, for sure, because this short porch and he
it'll
bats
give-
left-handed, doesn't he?
Yeah, and it'll give us right-handed.
He bats right?
Right-handed.
I don't know. I'll have to
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that one.
I didn't watch a whole lot of Chicago White Sox.
I don't think anybody did in this area.
I'm excited though. That'll be our first real big bat at first base
Right.
in a long time.
Don't get me wrong.
Jeff Bagwell, Lance Berkman.
Not to take away from Jordan.
Well, Jordan is playing a lot more left field, which is surprising.
But he played first. He's played first a little too, hasn't
I
he?
wanted them to move him to first base permanently. But
Yeah. They like him in left. Okay.
I'm excited about it. I think
Get
it'll
down
be
with
good.
it. Yeah, you're kind of like the in Dusty We Trust. Is that what you're at right now?
I mean, you gotta be.
Yeah, that's true.
Dusty, we trust him.
And Dusty We Trusty. Fantastic.
But it's been fun.
It has been fun. It's always fun.
We've been the Functional Gentlemen. You've been great.
We're back. We're whole.
We're whole again.
I know.
As always, hashtag function your way, hashtag for the fans, hashtag the Functional Gentlemen. Find us, like us, subscribe to us, and we're out.
Hashtag Third Monkey. What else was I going to get?
Hit the button.
No,
John.
there was something else. Wait a minute.
There's nothing else.
No, I don't
There's
know.
nothing else. Hit the button.
Hit the button.
My tongue get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop.